To the Board of Directors, President Sue, Dr. James, faculty, staff, family, friends, and my fellow graduates, I am honored to welcome you to the Labouré College of Healthcare virtual commencement ceremony. Today, we celebrate the class of 2021, the future nurses and healthcare professionals of Massachusetts.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I'm making feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain, I'm always gonna wanna make it move, always gonna be an uphill battle, sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there, it ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes it might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments I'm gonna remember most, yeah. Just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep on pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move, always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to love. It ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. There's always gonna be another mountain, I'm always gonna wanna make it move, always gonna be an uphill battle, sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. So we gotta keep moving, keep climbing, keep the fight, keep the faith. It's all about the climb. Just keep the faith, keep the faith. For it's the climb. It's the climb. Yes, it's the climb.
Good morning. I am Lily Sue, President of Labouré College of Healthcare. Members of the Labouré College Board of Directors, Dr. James, Labouré faculty and staff, and most notably our graduates and their families, I am pleased to welcome you to the virtual commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. Graduates, it is my honor to address you today. Though we cannot be together, I hope you are taking this day to acknowledge all you have accomplished and what it took for you to get to this moment. The word that always comes to my mind when describing the Labouré student is resilient. Psychologists describe resilience as the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, tragedy, or significant sources of stress. You have accomplished your goals, and you did so during one of the most difficult times in history. In your time at Labouré, a global pandemic brought the world to a standstill and forced us to acknowledge our vulnerability as human beings. We were faced with the fear of the unknown. We were forced into our homes and into seclusion. Some of you lost loved ones. Here in our local communities, healthcare disparities were laid bare and structural racism was brought into the light. You observed up close the unprecedented stress on healthcare practitioners as hospitals, community health centers, and hundreds of testing sites were flooded with COVID patients. You saw the healthcare community in Greater Boston work together to handle a critical patient population as it never had before. Healthcare workers put themselves on the front lines of this crisis, many times putting patient needs ahead of their own. Through all of this, you adapted and you persevered in the pursuit of a career in healthcare. You remained anxious to join the ranks of these hardworking men and women. As students, you showed great resilience in the face of change. Most of you shifted from the classroom to learning fully online. At the same time, your children were home from school. Our faculty watched as you attended your classes with little ones sitting next to you or running around in the background. Some of you took on the role of educator as you helped your children keep up with their online learning. This was not ideal, but you persevered. Most importantly, your children watched you persevere. They saw that hard work pays off, that education is a powerful tool for bettering our lives. That is a lesson they will carry with them forever. You all deserve a moment to reflect on all that you have achieved, despite all that was going on around you. I speak for all of the board of directors, the faculty and staff of Labouré, when I say that we are inspired by each of you. You have earned our admiration and respect. You are hardworking, compassionate, and resilient. These are the qualities that will make you incredible radiation therapists, neurodiagnostic technologists, neuromonitorists, and nurses. You are needed in our communities now more than ever. I congratulate you and wish you the success I know you will achieve. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce you to our 2021 valedictorians. These students have achieved the highest cumulative grade point average while earning the most credit hours at Labouré. From our associate degree program, our co-valedictorians are Lila Borello, Connor Gillespie, and Kimberly Robinson. Kimberly will give today's address on behalf of our associate degree graduates. In the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, this year's valedictorian is nurse Stephanie Stanton. Stephanie will give today's address on behalf of our BSN graduates.
Good morning, graduating class of 2021. We have accomplished something that many would not have understood or maybe even attempted. We graduated nursing school during a global pandemic. We have all succeeded despite the many adversities we have experienced in truly unprecedented times. Whether your challenge was adjusting to online learning, finding balance between home life, school, work, or juggling to find care for your children while you participated in online learning, for some of us, even our children joined us during those online sessions. You have made it successfully to this point, and that should be celebrated. While we each have our own reasons for wanting to enter the healthcare profession, I want to take a moment to share my journey with you. This road was difficult and filled with many obstacles, but like all of us, I never lost my passion, and I always saw the light at the end of the tunnel. At a very young age, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder known as Crohn's disease. I spent an exorbitant amount of time in and out of the hospital, enduring many procedures and surgeries, many of which were painful, to treat the disorder and to improve my quality of life. The quality of care that I received from my nurses during truly difficult times is what fostered my love of the field, and thus sparked my desire to one day enter the profession myself. Due to my medical condition, I was not able to attend college right after graduating from high school. But I still knew I would be a nurse no matter how old I was. Once I was healthy enough to enter the healthcare field, I accepted a job working as a patient care assistant on an oncology floor at Newton Wellesley Hospital. I then transferred to the emergency department, which was another important step towards my nursing education. Thanks to these experiences, I knew even more that I wanted a career in nursing. Working in the ED also allowed me to meet many people who helped me on my journey. From patient care assistants, nurses, doctors, physician's assistants, and my patients as well as their families. Some were cheerleaders, pushing me through some of the most challenging times with encouraging words or providing much-needed comic relief. Others even volunteered to care for my toddler while I attended class. In all, it truly took a village to get me here, and without each and every person's help and encouragement, I would not have been successful in this process. I would like to take a brief moment to thank some important people in my life during this time. To my husband, thank you for putting up with the long hours I put in, both at work and studying for school, but also for carrying the brunt of the care for our daughter, working to keep her entertained long enough for me to study just a little bit longer, helping to prepare meals and putting up with my constant nagging. To my daughter Avery, I want you to know that everything that I do is for you. I want you to know that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. To my parents, in-laws, and my sister, thank you for the constant love and support in this journey. To my mentor, Lori, for her constant reassurance. Lastly, to my study group, for helping me to be successful and prepared for each and every exam. For many of you, it is understood how important our family and friends are in this process. This is especially true for me, and I am extremely grateful for my support system throughout this time in my life. I encourage you to not only celebrate our accomplishments today, but to take the time to thank those people who helped you for all that they did for us on a daily basis. I also want to take a moment to thank the educators and staff here at Labouré who helped each and every one of us to be successful here in this program, especially when it comes to testing. Although, teaching us how to answer select all that apply questions was surely the bane of our existence, and it might even be considered cruel and unusual punishment. But we got through it. To the clinical instructors, thank you for teaching us the practical skills we needed to go off in our nursing careers and safely and effectively care for our future patients. We wish that we got to spend more time with you and our patients in the field, but we understand that the pandemic forced us to learn in a new way. Finally, to my fellow classmates, we are done. There is not much harder than nursing school. Oh, wait, nursing school during a pandemic. Let's take a minute to celebrate that fact, that we as a class have completed an intense educational experience and have come out on the other side better for it. We have put hours of work into this moment, spending late nights and early mornings cramming for exams or traveling to and from clinical placements. We have put our frustrations and tears and exhaustion into this very moment. I have no doubt that each and every one of us will be successful in all our future endeavors as healthcare professionals, and we will continue to draw on our experiences at Labouré for the rest of our careers. COVID restricted our ability to celebrate our achievements in a way that we would like to, and we all wish that we could be together in person, but that does not take away from this momentous occasion. I am honored and proud to be celebrating with you even virtually as a class, and with my fellow valedictorians. I am grateful to have had you all as classmates and peers in this process. So to our class, I say congratulations, and may this moment be a stepping stone for all your future endeavors.
To the Labouré College of Healthcare class of 2021, first and foremost, congratulations. It is no secret that it has been a trying year for multiple reasons, but then to graduate from this college with a certificate or degree in healthcare is truly commendable. I am truly humbled to speak with you as the valedictorian and representative of the BSN program. I simply wanted to do the best I could and complete this program. So, when I received the congratulatory email, I half expected it to be the college informing me that I was short one credit or something. My surprise at the notification of valedictorian could not be more applicable to life in general, though. We do not have a crystal ball, and life often surprises us, so change is inevitable. The COVID-19 pandemic could not be more evident of this. Being in the healthcare field, we are faced with the unknown daily. It is how we adapt and adjust that matter most, for the sake of ourselves and our patients. If we can survive a healthcare program during a pandemic, I know we can successfully get through anything. The RN to BSN program emphasized the importance of reflecting on personal and professional growth throughout its experience, and that is exactly what writing this speech has sparked me to do on a broader level. I am hopeful my story will resonate with many of you regarding my journey through the BSN. In 2019, my husband, who I have known since we were 13, and I welcomed a son together, and in the same year, he fulfilled his dream of becoming a police officer. Because he reached his goal, it motivated me to continue my nursing education. I began at Labouré in January of 2020, inspired and excited, but also nervous. Our son was approaching his first birthday. My husband was heading into everything that comes with the first year on the job. I now wondered how I would balance everything. Motherhood, marriage, work, school, my family and friends. There were a lot of sacrifices made all around to support this endeavor, especially with thanks to my husband, our parents, my siblings, and the BSN faculty. One important piece to this degree they reminded me of was self-care. You know, the one thing we always forget about as our focus is always caring for someone else first. So, while simultaneously nursing my son and trying to get some food into my own body, like many of you, I found myself studying at all hours and trying to find some time to myself. But ultimately, I knew what obtaining this degree would mean for me, my family, and our future, and that balance was essential. This could not be clearer to me as I reflect on this program, write this speech, and prepare for our second son joining us at the end of June. Here comes that inevitable change again. Adapting and adjusting to the new dynamic that is up ahead will be vital. Now, to rewind for just a moment, I earned my associate nursing degree in 2014 and began my journey as a registered nurse in a men's maximum security prison where my patients were inmates. I then tested the waters of a fast-paced emergency department where my patients range from critical care to fast track to everything in between. Now, I am a nurse in an elementary school where my patients are young children. Whether they are inmates, stroke sufferers, or students, they are all our patients. I say this because the healthcare field is so diverse with its options and opportunities. If something does not quite feel like your niche, then there are other avenues to explore. That is what has made earning this BSN so wonderful. We now have so many more options and opportunities. Yes, there were indeed times I asked myself, is this the right path for me? Am I actually cut out for this? For those of you that may ask yourselves the same questions, either while in the midst of your programs or on the job right now, the answer is a resounding yes. Look where you are right now and how far you have come already. The learning and growth that was demanded by our professors and the field itself made us stronger than we give ourselves credit for, and no one can take that away. We are strong as individuals, but now we are bound together by being nurses. Without the risk of sounding too cliche, I did want to relate my BSN journey to my favorite Florence Nightingale quote. She said, "Let us never consider ourselves finished nurses. We must be learning all of our lives." Here we are, completing these certificates and degrees and stepping out into the healthcare field, with many unknowns and changes that lie ahead. We will learn how to balance work and home life, and we will realize that although change may feel uncomfortable at first, it can be overcome and even welcomed. I have learned that maintaining quality of life is crucial, and ensuring self-care takes place is paramount. Even the airlines understand self-care. Making sure to put your oxygen mask on first before assisting others is instilled in our minds before takeoff. The same is true in the workplace with our patients and at home with our families. I promise, self-care is not selfish. Lastly, remember that you are the best and the brightest out there. Whether you are just entering into the healthcare field or are continuing to discover all it has to offer, with the benefits of obtaining your diploma, this is the time for it. Nurses know how crucial the element of touch is in our relationships with our patients. That was something that got ripped out from underneath us this past year. So what did we do? Did we curl up in a corner and cry? Okay, maybe on occasion, but then we adapted and adjusted because we needed to and because we wanted to. While the past year sure was trying in more ways than one, it truly validated for us those constant changes and persistent unknowns that come along with being in the healthcare field. And now, whatever lies ahead, we will be ready for it. We must be ready for it, and we are ready for it. I am so proud to be part of this profession and to add my new credentials of BSN. However, learning truly is lifelong, so I am not done here, not even close, and hopefully neither are you. Congratulations, class of 2021.
It is my pleasure to introduce our 2021 commencement speaker, Dr. Thea James. Dr. James is the Vice President of Mission, Associate Chief Medical Officer, and an emergency medicine physician at Boston Medical Center. Having spent nearly 30 years at BMC, much of Dr. James's current work involves lifting systemic barriers to healthcare for people who are not getting the care they need. Dr. James has worked tirelessly through the pandemic, advocating for Boston's most vulnerable populations, and serves as a key member of the Mayor's COVID-19 Health Inequities Task Force. It is my honor to welcome Dr. James as our commencement speaker and as Labouré College of Healthcare's first honorary doctoral degree recipient. A pillar of Labouré's mission is human dignity. Our graduates will help to build a world in which compassionate and quality care for all is fully realized. Dr. James is a living embodiment of this philosophy. I can think of no one more fitting than Dr. James to receive Labouré's first honorary doctoral degree. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Thea James.
It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be able to participate with you on this special day, your special day. Today is a life-changing moment for you. It reminds me so much of what this day felt like for me many years ago when my own life changed forever. I was supposed to be here 1 year ago, but the pandemic caused a change in the plan. And I think we can all agree that a lot has happened since last year, so not too long ago, I decided to look at your website. On the very first page, I saw something that resonated strongly with me. There, on that page, was Georgia, with a quote from her that read, "My whole life, I felt like I've been in places where I didn't belong, but Labouré was like home." That quote reminded me of my medical school education and my experience there. I was 30 years old, working to support myself and going to medical school. Like Labouré, my medical education was stellar, but unlike Labouré, unlike George's quote, the environment did not feel like home. There was a constant, subtle, yet palpable reminder that you were not home. But I never felt I didn't belong there. In fact, I felt strongly that I belonged there. I had earned my spot in the class, but I had a stronger driver of confidence and intentionality that actually sustained me through the rigor of it all. And that was that I knew that when I got on the other side of school, when I graduated, I was going to make a difference in the lives of the patients I encountered every day. Because I felt that I knew them. I understood the root causes of their poor health outcomes. I believed in them, and I was going to listen to them and learn what matters to them, with a goal of enabling them to achieve the stable health and wellness that they so desperately wanted, like the rest of us. I was thinking this way because as I went through medical school, I was learning a lot. But even at that nascent stage of my medical career, I noticed gaps in the curriculum. Our teaching focused on disease, not necessarily an individual person with a disease. And when it did include a person with a disease, it was an ideal human with an ideal life who was not challenged by anything, not challenged by life or systemic barriers or by doubt. But that is not reality. That is not necessarily what you see or will see in the real clinical world. You will definitely see people with disease, and sometimes you will see the same people repeatedly with their same disease out of control. But it will not be out of control because they don't care or didn't try. It's often because they have limited resources and had to make a difficult choice between health and survival, between feeding the family, keeping the lights on, or a copay for a prescription or for a medical visit. In that context, when people are faced with those decisions, health and healthcare will always rank secondary to survival. For many people, their health problem is the least of their worries. Somehow I knew that, but I also talked with patients. I learned about their challenges, and it became clear to me that they were making rational decisions. When you listen, you will learn that there is another narrative beyond noncompliance, non-adherence, and other assumptions that lack context. Events of the past year have brought a new awareness and context for why people do not thrive equally. Somehow, a pandemic cleared the smoke that has previously prevented the obvious from being visible. The most common thing I heard people say last year was, "I didn't know." Apparently, people were unaware of the systems that create barriers for some people to achieve at their full potential, which actually directly impacts health. Data show correlations between low income and lower health status, and low education and lower health status, and even lower life expectancy. People have named health disparities and other disparities for a long time, but they have not interrogated them. They have not aimed to uncover the root causes or how disparities happen. In healthcare, until now, the connections between inequities, disparities, and poor health outcomes have not been articulated. There was no critical analysis identifying inequities that lead to predictable health outcomes demographically, despite the fact that they are in plain sight. One reason why inequity is not identified is because disparities, the predictable disparate health outcomes, are accepted as the norm, as the status quo. So people expect and accept disparate outcomes by race and ethnicity. They expect that almost no matter what is being measured, when it is measured according to race and ethnicity, the outcomes, the data, are always the same. People of color do worse than everyone else, with Black and Latinx people always leading the way. But it does not have to be that way. What does this have to do with you? To have true impact on your patients' outcomes, you have to think broadly, beyond disease. This is especially true with those patients you will see repeatedly who have problems that are not irreparable. Generally, we treat them repeatedly. We reset them to baseline. But without understanding the root cause, we will discharge them right back to what is driving it, and the cycle will start again. We now recognize that gaps in income, housing, and food drives those cycles. We also know that sustained health and wellness means doing more than merely filling gaps through charity exclusively into perpetuity. It means removing barriers that create those gaps, removing barriers to people achieving at their full potential, reaching financial security and independence, and thriving. We make this possible through partnering and connecting people to resources that mitigate and eliminate gaps. Please take your education to the next level. Practice your profession with curiosity. Do not limit your intellectual gifts to accepting the status quo. It's worth highlighting that while everyone has been saying, "I didn't know," the interesting fact is that Labouré knew. Labouré knew pre-COVID. Labouré has known for a long time what it took a pandemic to make obvious to everyone else. Labouré has achieved what other schools, healthcare systems, and hospitals are now trying to figure out. First of all, Labouré sees you, respects you, and values you. With a full awareness of the big picture, including life's challenges, Labouré has had an intentionality to leverage your value, your intellect, and your gifts to society and make certain that comes to fruition. Labouré has intentionality for you to achieve your full potential, achieve your dreams and your goals. The genius of this amazing school's unique approach is successfully disrupting the status quo. It is important that you too are aware of your true value. You will add immense value to wherever you will work, to your department, to your unit, to your colleagues, and most of all, to the patients you will encounter. From my personal experience, the mere sight of you will lift patients' spirits, raise their trust, and provide them with a sense of comfort. In closing, I want to remind you that a career in healthcare changes your life. So here are 3 points to remember. Number 1, you will always have an opportunity to be employed. And if a pandemic happens, a natural disaster happens, a man-made disaster, or if anything that affects humans happens, you will be among the first to be called upon, depended upon, and trusted. Number 2, you have an opportunity to have financial security and economic mobility. Be wise with that. Be intentional to be proficient in financial literacy and teach your family. And finally, number 3, you will be a highly respected person in society. Please accept that responsibility and that privilege with humility. Younger people, as well as your peers, will look to you for guidance. You will also represent what is possible for them. They will see themselves in you. They will think, if you can do it, I too can do it. So congratulations, my dear colleagues, on a job well done. Now go out there and do your best. The world is waiting for you.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, when the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet, move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you,
It is now time for the conferring of degrees upon the graduating students of the class of 2021. The act of conferring the degree or certificate is symbolic of the admission of each graduate into the company of scholars and an expressed willingness to using knowledge to help build a better and more humane world. The presentation of the candidates for graduation signifies the students' successful completion of the college's requirements for a degree or certificate. Each candidate for graduation will now be read by Assistant Vice President of Student Services, Matthew Gregory.
And now, the certificate recipients for the Clinical Documentation Improvement Program. Danielle Forney. Jeannie Hucko. And now, the certificate recipients for the Medical Coding Program. Kristen Carreiro. Jennifer Hebard. And now, the certificate recipients for the Neurodiagnostic Technology Program. Sheila Ballin. Jared Beckwith. Dina Buhangvile. Jacqueline Campos. Rebecca Carroll. Kathleen Costello. Amanda Cortu. Lydia D'Angelo. Elizabeth Dahl. Natasha Day. Sabine Fleury-Germain. Stephen Fraguglia. Amber Frost. Arlette Garcia Bello. Michaela Garrigan. John Gill. Kaitlin Graham. Nicole Magee. Jennifer Malone. John Martin. Megan Mazgai. Miranda Morrow. Nia Pietrok. Catherine Robinson. Chris Benrick Ramiro. Erving Santos. Andrew Smith. Yanet Trinidad. Jennifer Underwood. Karina Yustman. And now the certificate recipients for intraoperative neuromonitoring. Dorisa Andrews. Alexandra Borman. Annabelle Brown. Christopher Cromie. Samantha Damare. Daniel Philemon. Lauren Hutchison. Salvatore LoBue. Jessicah Mulvey. Jennifer Rao. Yasmin Schmidtke. Shawnee Thompson, Todd Webb, Tori Young. And now the degree recipients for the Associate Degree of Science in Radiation Therapy. Andrea Cabral, Patricia Campbell, Tandy Karim, Allison Lyon, Kaitlin MacDonald, Brianna McGrath, Brittany Oliveira, Sydney Seekins. And now the degree recipients for the Associate Degree of Science in Nursing. Achu Peter Acheri, Oluwadu Milola Adeyemi, Azine Akalonu, Kamar Akande, Marie Angel Elsay, Mame Ponfoa Alert, Obioma Alijeweke, Caitlin Emily Allen, Christina Morera Allen, Macha Altador, Rachel Amarin, Kerra Meg Anastasia, Catherine Amy Anden, Trishana Andrew, Kelly Andrews, Franca Antonellis, Stephanie Marie Anzaldi, Jocelyn Taylor Akuri, Brittany Nicole Arsenault, Markel Eshiku, Demilola Bridget Ateme, Patrick Odat, Tayani Avila, Deborah Baker, Chantell Baptista, Marilyn Baba, Shannon Elizabeth Berry, Ludini Bazile, Jennifer Lynn Beaton, Lori Christine Benchley, Stacy Bennett Oldham, Cassandra Elisa Burbaum, Kenny Roger Betancourt, Elise Bizarro, Jeanette Bletzer, Joami Bloom, Lila Caitlin Borriello, Hannah M. Bowes, Mary Elizabeth Bowler, Corey Brandt, Megan Brandt, Kancia Brown, Brittany Frances Burke, Zenaris Caceres, Wilfred Cadet, Rebecca Cadmus, Catherine Allison Cameron, Leanne Marie Campbell, Kelsey Blaine Capocia, Tara Lee Cardoza, Megan Carey, Lucas Carey, Samantha Cash, Ruth Castor, Walna Catul, Jamie Chen, Melissa Chen, Josie Charanfont, Sandra Fry Chi, Tenzin Chodon, Nadia Ciardi, Sarah Sophie, Myra Class, Maria Connor, Caitlin Connolly, Ashley Copen John, Carolyn Lisette Correa, Ashley Cruz, Tanisha Danielle Curtin, Kathleen Elizabeth Curry, Kelsey Aileen Cusack, Marie Nirla Dalencourt, Joelle Damier, Bonnie Day, Brooke Dean, Jillian DeFranzo, Patricia DeJesus, Danea Delican, Sarah Depradine, Josiane Dunjimbu, Kristen Doherty, Elizabeth Dong, Farah Dorselli, Bridget Dua, Nina Dufresne, Zimara Durand, Nicole Eads, Claudette Marie Exilis Dorcius, Nicole Fagerberg, Sharni Ferdinand, Julia Fernandez, Rita Fernandez, Andrea Findaka, Kayleen Flanagan, Soraya Fonseca, April Forand, Emily Garcia, Caitlin Garrity, Nasir Badamosi, Alexandra Jamalaro, Leslie Georges, Connor Gillespie, Damaris Gitahi, Shinyar Godwin, Jenny Goodwin, Maisha Granberry, Molly Greenwood, Chrissia Goodiel, Matthew Gunselman, Joseph Gursky, Mary Hall, Christina Hansen, Diana Hernandez, Miriam Hernandez, Brian Herrera, Lisa A. Hinthorn, Antisha Hodge, Melissa Hurley, Janet Hurley, Catherine Gemma and Magnuson, Kirsty Ann Jackson, Shashanda Jackson, Tamara Yanavir, Hilda Joan, Shirlene Jean, Eve Rose Genty, Erica Jean Jesse, Catherine Johnson, Jenny DeJoseph, Joanne Marie Jojute, Suridati Karbanda, Jacqueline Kaland, Caitlin Nicole Kane, Bernard Kelly, Kayla Keys, Eunice Kim, Sarah Christine King, Hope Kisavuli, Kimberly Jean Knight, Maria Kosi, Colin Kong, Kirsten Costigan, Raina Laboure, Michelle LaCortiglia, Hiani Ferreira Lagares Lipoff, Simone Logsden, Genesis Li-Ning, Mackenzie Lamour, Brianna Nicole Landry, Shayla Lau, Christine Lau, Maggie Laurent, Evelys Lawrence, Nicole Leeper, Glennis Lahair Marrero, Rose Ann Margaret Lewis, Nancy Logan, Catherine Alexandra Lopez, Genesis Irene Lopez Lambert, Macbectina Larange, Andrea LaRusso, Faniella Louis, Vanessa Lupo, Sarah Luther, Brittany Madeira, Jessica Marr, Damaris Mania, Dorisonia Malcolm, Daniela Mancebo, Paul Mirando, Neshalette Marks, Bethel Adiye Merriam, Patrick Scott Marin, Sameera Mathan, Talia McDonough, Denise McDowell, Maria Linda McKenna, Mary Ann McKiernan, Dara Lynn McMahon, Jamie Marie Meadows, Caitlin Adams Merriam, Madeline Missel, Fernanda Soares Miranda, Olga Miranda, Bridget Yvonne Marembe, Helida Elizabeth Montero, Yolanda Gonclaves Montiero, Kameron Moore, Anais Morales Ortiz, Kristen Morris, Julie Rose Morse, Rachel Murphy, Winnie Nakabugo, Luoy Namagolo, Betty Namazunge, Manocha Napoleon, Charmaine A. Nash, LaFern Nathan, Yasmin Lisette Nazario, Jacqueline Alice Nee, Tween Nguyen, Lindsay Nichols, Susanna Hope Node, Winnie Nichayo, Liam O'Donnell, Claire O'Neill, Stephanie Obas, Audra O'Callahan, Akinorla Halawale, Sandra Oliveira, Osa Henruman Omwanor, Okina Oniyeme, Ifoma Oamabu, Amanda Ortega, Joanna Ortiz, Lideth Ospina Puche, Eva Jenny Papa, Jordan Haley Pascal, Kushbu Patel, Zara Payan, Courtney Marie Payne, Carolina A. Pina, Hong Yoon Peng, Dulce Ana Perea, Angela Perkins, Olivia Pirelli, Cynthia Pierre, Rose M. Pierre, Nina Pillai, Jodianne Platt, Sean Plamartis, Ana Carolina Porfiro, Brian Powell, Nicole Power, Isaiah Pruitt, Sarah Quinn, Tatiana Ray, Evgenia Raleigh, Jacqueline Ramsey, Marie Jennifer Raphael, Cadian Robbins, Kimberly Robinson, Samantha Roshan, Maritza Romano, Allison Rosberg, Allison Rotger, Nina Campbell Ruggieri, Perla Ruiz, Natalie Sacco, Sarah Marie Safai, Kristen Marie Severse, Samantha Segura, Ashley Sexton, Deanna Smith, Samantha Smith, Tamitha Spenceley, Lindsay Steele, Sheridan Stevens, Timothy Ryan Stone, Courtney Marie Sullivan, Sarah Therese Sullivan, Rubia Tavares Oliveira, Valentina Telemac, Dylan Thomas, Danielle Catherine Thompson, Christina Marie Thompson, Jasmine Amber Torres, Loads Tuzin, Caitlin Trask, Jasenia Victoriano, Michelle Elaine Verta, Emily Elizabeth Wallace, Arthur Walugembe, Caitlin Jean Whitty, Allison Woodward, Suzette Worrell, Rachel Elizabeth Ruth Worthen, Josephine Yeboah. And now the degree recipients for the Bachelor's Degree of Science in Nursing. Heather Ainsley, Sandra Alves, Emma Anna Hansley, Kaylin Arthur, Haley Baker, Maria Barenko, Katie Bartlett, Michelle Bedancis, Kala Boucher, Victoria Brown, Anne-Marie Callahan, Kylie Shalhoub, Jamie Christie, Kayla Clement, Diana Costine, Graciela Cuevas, Sophia Dehati, Melissa Derleen, Herlin Dory Edmond, Kristen Marie Durrett, Lila Ellison Perot, Caitlin Fay, Carolina Federico, Lunamise Figaro, Kristen Fitzgerald, Stephanie Fryman, Veronia Gabara, Carol Elaine Gilbert, Murfael Zaki Guerrier, Jenny Natalie Gutierrez, Leah Hanshock, Jessica Harwood, Nicole Hayford, Casey Hightower, Caitlin Hildreth, Connor Hooper, Katie Jacobson, Lauren Jarvinen, Takara Joseph, Florence Kamande, Kayla Keeney, Colleen Kearns, Christine Chiari, Lisa King, Aaron Knudsen, Kylie Lambert, Sarah Leone, Gabriella Lopes, Irini Labonia, Michaela Mary Millay, Rachel Margaret Millay, Jill Marshall, Lagia Martinez, Lauren Claire Muzikevich, Orla McDonough, Samantha Mellon, Nielsie Mendez, Lisette Mendoza, Zoe Moore, Jamie Lee Tracy Mott, John Munafo, Caitlin Murray, Janelle Noonan, Rosemary Sabuga, Andrea Osuji, Lucia Natalie Oviedo, Vivian Patty, Diana Parisian, Alina Peguero, Edith Prophet, Rosa Ramos, Sarah Ramsdell, Selena Raymond, Sharelle Reed, Michael Riley, Sameera Rochadi, Nuesa Rodriguez, Julia Russo, Gianna St. Bryce, Casey Savoy, Marnie Smith, Nola Spain Jefferson, Jennifer Spencer, Fatima Squires, Stephanie Stanton, Amanda Starks, Patricia Stewart, Caitlin Tuck, Romy Tunes, Ellen Ventura, Ana Vosos, Shane Woodworth, Autumn Marie Yadacernia,
Graduates, today we celebrate your accomplishments. The faculty, staff, and administration of Labouré are proud and honored to have been part of your journey. Wherever this education takes you, we wish you great success. You are leaving the Labouré student community, but you are joining thousands of Labouré alumni. Always remember, the Labouré community is yours for life. Now, will the candidates for graduation please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and by the Board of Directors of Labouré College of Healthcare, I now confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Science, the Associates of Science, or the professional certificate as appropriate, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please move the tassel on your cap to the left. Congratulations, class of 2021.
And now a blessing for our graduates. Let us unite our hearts in prayer and entrust to the hands of the Lord those who have today graduated from Labouré College of Healthcare. May God, who began this good work in you, carry it through to completion, enabling you to use your healing talents to the fullest. May God give you the grace to make wise choices and to be faithful in your commitments, always confident in the support of those who love you. May God bless you with this comfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships so that you will live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people so that you will work for justice, equality, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, starvation, and war, so that you will reach out your hand to comfort them and change their pain into joy. May God bless you with the foolishness to think that you can make a difference in the world, so that you will do the things which others tell you cannot be done. As you leave Labouré College of Healthcare, may your integrity be a gift to the world, and may the Spirit of God be with you always.
Thank you for watching. That concludes our virtual commencement. Congratulations to the class of 2021. We did it.